So, most importantly, I didn't burn the house down, but also, look at this! It freaking works! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Davis, aka Fluffball. You're watching Fluffball the Wizard, and this is the video you've been waiting for. That's right, I finally got some batteries and some more components that I'll go over, and I owe a lot of that to my Patreon supporters, although that did run my account there completely dry, so if you want to help me out with this project and many others, I'd be delighted to see you hop over onto patreon.com/fluffballthewizard, sign up for whatever you can afford, or another way that you can support me completely for free is by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. I'm still under 1,000 subscribers, which means I can't monetize and I don't show up as much as bigger channels, so any help that you guys can give with that is much appreciated. Let's see if we can get this channel off the ground together. Now with that out of the way, let's start at the beginning. Right, I got some things. So if you didn't catch in the first video, this is the ESC that I got. But yeah, turns out this might not be the best choice. This is kind of my first step into the world of big lipos and big motors, so I should probably get something that's a little more user-friendly, such as the Focbox Unity Plus. So this thing is getting replaced. But anyway, what did come in the mail, for one, where did the remote go? For one is the remote and the receiver. Now eventually this will just be Arduino. This is a temporary setup because like I said, I'm going for user-friendly at first. So this is just a standard longboard remote. And then this little gray box is the receiver. That's all it is. Everything else here, this is my haphazardly thrown together setup to test it. Right now it's got a servo on it, but before I did that, I actually whipped up a quick processing sketch that received the serial data here and did like a visual bar animation thing, and that worked really well. So I added the servo so that I don't need to plug it in the computer at all. The servo actually responds to it. You can see there's a little bit of delay, but that's actually just because the servo takes a little bit of time to move. As you saw with the bar animation, it's actually pretty snappy, which is good. And then the switch on here I just have mapped to the onboard light on the Arduino. And something I'm really impressed with this is the disconnectivity behavior. Let's say I was throttling forward when it disconnects. I'm gonna hold this thumbstick in place and turn it off. Boom, you can see it goes right back to 0 throttle, which is exactly what we want. And then as soon as I turn this on, watch this, no editing. Boom, it's that was like 0.1 seconds, instantaneous. Having gone back and looking at the video frame by frame, that actually was exactly 0.1 seconds. That was a good estimation. Also, these don't have to be turned on or off in any particular order. If I like turn on the remote first, and then plug this in, boom, you can see the light's solid blue. We're instantly connected. Everything is just super snappy. I absolutely love it. So, there's that. I'll be playing with that in a little bit, but there's one more key ingredient to this, and that is batteries. Let me list the ways you can screw this up and the consequences of doing so. Plug it in backwards, fire. Draw too much power, fire. Short circuit, really fast, fire. Charge it too quickly, fire. Charge it too slowly. Actually, that's fine, it'll just charge really slowly, and who wants to do that? Overcharge, fire, undercharge, no fire but your battery's ruined. Puncture it, just run, you're done for. Point is, these things are basically bombs, and I'm working with them in my second-story carpeted bedroom. I'm like shaking right now, the amount of power that I'm holding in my hands. Like, let me do some math here really quick.
A lot of boring math later.
Making the combined battery pack that I'll be using for my electric longboard 1,000 times more powerful than an average phone charger. What am I doing with my life? Oh my goodness. So, with that in mind, safety goggles. fire extinguisher just in case. Really hoping I don't have to use that because I don't want to get my room this messy, but I also don't want it to burn to the ground. So we've got our 2 batteries here. We also have this charger that came in the mail. This should be able to charge both batteries at once, but it doesn't have the same size port as the batteries do. So we can't actually charge the batteries quite yet, but what we can do is check the voltage using this handy dandy little voltage checker. I'm sure that was lovely in the mic. So this little thing, you should be able to plug into the balance port on your battery and it'll tell you what the voltage is. The only catch is the pins aren't actually labeled, so I'm not sure which side to plug it in, and if I do it wrong, then we get fired. So, here we go. In 3, 2, oh, I know what I'm forgetting. Now we're ready. Okay, we've got a reading. I guessed right. Whew. I'm slightly less terrified now. Still kinda. Check the other one. Okay, good. Okay, so this one is slightly more charged than that one. Alright. Oh gosh, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be actually fully comfortable with these things. Anyway, something else that we can do right now is set up the charger. We've got the cord here. Now this, I feel significantly more comfortable just plugging into an outlet because it should just work as is. Oh boy. Jeez, that was loud. Okay, how do I set this up? Do I... Volume! Wow, that's nice. Let's turn that down. Oh, you can't see anything I'm doing. Frick. Okay, update. I have turned both the brightness and the volume way down. Here's our home screen. We've got our split screen for both batteries. Here is the view for the specific stuff on channel 1. And then short press this, we get to the task menu. So here we can change the cell count. I want to leave that at 6S because that's what these are. Cell voltage, by default, this was at 4.2. You can see the little thumbs up down there, but I've heard that it's recommended that you go to like 4.15, which is the lowest it'll let me go, and that just extends the lifespan, so I'm gonna try that. The task here is set to charge. You can also do discharge and storage, which is super helpful because another good thing to do with lipos is not store them at full charge or at full discharge. You store them at like halfway or 30% or something, and this has a built-in function to get it there automatically. So I like that. I'm gonna leave it on charge for now because that's all I'll want to do once those adapters come in. So now if I were to plug just the balance port here into here, what does that do? Okay, we have info. So if we go into channel 1, you can see it gives us the individual cell voltages. But if we scroll down a page, we can see we have some actual info here. We're at 33 degrees Celsius, 22.6 volts total. Cool, alright, gradually getting a little more comfortable with this. A little, sort of, almost. Oh, please don't hurt me. Also, another cool feature about this is it actually has a little USB port right here. So, in theory, what do I even have that can be charged? I'm using both my phones as camera. Oh, iPad, that's a good test. Plug this in here. Okay, says it's charging. I don't know how quick that'll be, but yeah. Nice little bonus. I'm going to set that aside for a bit. Now, along with these batteries, I also got this LipoSafe bag. So when I'm not using the batteries, I will just store them in here. But anyway, how's the iPad doing? We were at 78, I believe, and now we're at 78. That can't be right, because I thought maybe it was 76? 4? I don't know, I'll check it in post. Because fortunately, I've been recording this whole thing. If there's one thing I can do, it's make up for the stuff that my body can't do using technology. Technology is about to go crazy. So, we've got our batteries, our charger, we've got our voltage checkers. I had 2 of these. Here's the other. Oh, okay. Got our voltage checker and the remote stuff, so we got that too. Waiting for ESC and wires. catch you when that happens. Right, so by the magic of editing, we're back. Got my wire, got my adapters. Like I said, I already have some of the XT60s from a different project, but these XT90s will be very helpful. And this 10 gauge, I think it's a bit overkill for what we're doing, but I'm gonna use it anyway. Pro tip I heard, if you take the other end of this and plug it in and then solder it like that, it prevents the pins from moving around. Because that was a problem I had before, it would like melt the plastic a little bit. One of cable 1 complete. I think this is a success. Time to do it again, hopefully a little faster now that I know what I'm doing. More or less. Okay, well, this is done, but I just realized I forgot one key ingredient. I knew this would happen. You know, I've soldered a few of these things in my time doing this, and I think every single time I've forgotten to put one of these on. Ah! I forgot again. You on here. I think we've got a couple of adapter cords. Do some continuity checks with the multimeter. Nice and solid. Good. Alright, good, no shorts. I think these are ready to test. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Oh boy. So, I am going to do all of this inside the LiPo bag, just in case, and this cable doesn't reach. Alright, so I am going to do all of this on top of this mat that I hope is fireproof and probably isn't. Have I mentioned how terrified I am? Safety glasses. Now, neither of these are anti-spark, so I really don't know what to expect here. Alright, 3, 2, 1... Oh, okay, it did spark, but I think that might be supposed to happen. Okay, so far so good. I don't feel any heat anywhere. I don't think it's charging right now. Yeah, select task charge, and then I have to click start task. Success, charging to 4.15 volts at 3 amps. Yes, let's just see what happens. Oop. What happened? Okay, so this is the screenshot that I got by going frame by frame in that video just before it crashed, and it says input voltage lower than 27 volts. Now, the total voltage of the batteries, when they're fully charged, is supposed to be 25 volts or around there, so if it's higher than 27, we've got a problem. The charger itself is drawing from 110 volts AC directly, so if that's around the area of 27 volts, we've got an even bigger problem. So, I'm not really sure how else to interpret this. I mean, like, maybe the built-in power supply is defective, or... Alright, so update, I emailed Hobby King support and described the problem I was having, and they just sent me directly to a return page, like, don't even bother, we're pretty sure this is faulty. Got a new one, and turns out they were right. It's great when something goes wrong and you're like, what is this? And then you realize it's not your fault. Alright, so that seems stable. Let's charge up to 4.15. Starting task. Amperage is increasing. I don't feel anything heating up yet. That's good. We are at 3 amps. You can see we're already up to 3.8 per cell. Ooh, looks like we have internal resistance as well. That's cool. All right, well, this seems to be working. I'm gonna stop the recording for now and come back when this finishes, or if something explodes. Let's hope it's that first one. All right, so as you can see, we've got almost up to 4.15, which I specified. This temperature is the temperature of the charger, not the battery. Should be done any second now. Okay, 4.15. Oh, there goes the fan. Okay, our amps are going down. I think at this point it's just balancing the cells. Okay, well this is taking for freaking ever, so I'm gonna stop the recording and start it again when something interesting happens. Something happened, I need to get the camera. Okay, so it turned green and beeped once, but now the amps are going up. It turned blue. Is it done? Okay, it does say charge done. I guess we just do that. You can see those are at the correct voltage, and there we go. One battery successfully charged. And what do I want to discharge to? Maybe 3.35? Let's go ahead and start task. Okay, it turns pink. Fans immediately turn on. All right, well, I will let that run and be back waiting with you when it's done. Update, I'm trying both at once and it's like a freaking leaf blower in my room. It's so loud. Right, well, while this finishes up charging, something I can do is unbox the Focbox. We have a very nice professional looking box here. A quick start guide, very nice. Ooh, and on the back side of this, we see a connection diagram, nice touch. Even got some pinouts here, that's awesome. So glad they include that reference in there. And then we've got our little anti-spark switch here, which is a lot smaller than I was expecting. Actually, all of this is a lot smaller than it looked in the pictures, which is good because that means I don't need to cram it into stuff. Looks like it is momentary and not toggle, which the other one was. We've got our little triple bullet connector things for the motors, I believe. USB-C cable, little adapter for a receiver, I think. Nothing new there. I'll set this all aside for now. And then if we take this out, what gauge is this, by the way? 12 gauge. It's also a 12 gauge on the battery, whereas this is 10 gauge. Hopefully that will suffice. I mean, it's built for it, so I would hope so. So there is the Focbox unboxed, and only thing left to do with that is to start plugging stuff in and download the software and but I can't do that until we have batteries, and I want to run these through a cycle or two on just the charger first, because I do not want to fry this. I already wasted money on that other ESC. I don't want to break this because I'm already so far over budget for this project, it's not even funny anymore.
The next day...
Alright, put the discharging on hold overnight. Had a dream that I burned my house down. It was great. I had to grab what valuables I could, save the computers and hard drives, important documents, all while dodging flames and sitting in the knowledge that it was completely my fault, ran for my life. It was really just a wonderful time. Okay, so new plan. Considering it can only discharge at 0.2 amps, that would take 2 days straight of just doing that. So 4 days for both batteries. I always think things through. Anyway, I figure while we're waiting for that, I can do some soldering because there's gonna need to be a lot of it. But first, I need to make an adapter to plug the batteries into each other in series. So we've got the positive side of one battery coming in to this terminal. Then I'm gonna have a wire going around to negative of the other one, and then positive of that one is gonna loop around and come into positive of our device here. And then we have negative of the device going to negative of the first battery, and then it just loops. Positive, negative, positive, positive, negative. And that's how you attach batteries in series. So I think rather than attaching them like right here close to each other, I'm actually gonna put a wire in between there, and I can like kind of fudge this connection. And then after that, I need to make an adapter for the motors, because if you remember from my first video, the motors have these bullet connectors on them. So I soldered the female version of those bullets onto the ESC that I got, but the Focbox, you're supposed to solder these little different connectors to your motor. So what I'm gonna do, instead of cutting off these bullet connectors, what I am gonna do is cut off the ends of this and then make an adapter for this to that. That seems more useful to me, because then I can switch around the wires if I need to without desoldering. Also, the balance port on the motors does not match the one on the Focbox, and it didn't come with an adapter cable, but once again, old ESC to the rescue, it did in fact come with adapter cables that I pointed out in the first video, so I will be using those. But for now, let's make a series adapter. Oh no! Every time. Got it. Okay. That's those wires soldered. The next thing I need to do with this is hot glue these together. Oh no. What have I done? It didn't occur to me how fast a process that was gonna need to be until I was actually doing it, but I think we might have got it first try. Good. Good. One connector. All done and dusted. This actually looks a lot more professional than I thought it was going to, I gotta be honest. So now I need to cut these wires off just a little bit so that we still have a decent amount connected to the ESC in case I want to do anything with that later, and then solder what remains onto these things. I was right, this is difficult. Frick you. This clearly is not working. Well, alright, this is going to be a tricky maneuver. Right, let's see how that did. Got it. Alright, well, that is what I was hoping for. Let's do the next one. I'm gonna open my door before I die of lead poisoning. I have had my window and door open for 2 hours, and it still smells like lead in here. So there's no batteries plugged in here, but oh wait. Wait, what? So if I had tried to plug a battery in here, who designed this? It's the wrong connector. Okay, take 2 with the ESC. This is going to go there. That looks good. Ooh, one more thing I need to test if it fits. This. Boom. DIY bullet to MR60. Alright, apologies in advance for the crappy angle I'm about to use. I'm gonna need to use my laptop webcam, which... Oh, yeah, that is rough. But the reason for that is because I need to use my primary phone, which I also use as my primary camera, but I need to use this to set up the Focbox. So, as you can see, I have downloaded the app. So, since this is a series connector, when I plug the batteries in here, we should not see any sparks or anything because it's an open circuit. So if we see a spark, then something has gone horribly wrong. I had a dream that I did last night. I know this is designed to take 12S. These two is just like connecting 2 AA's end to end, except the AA's can burn your house down. Did it work? Oh, right, because we have to turn on the switch. We have power. I'm gonna hit scan Bluetooth on the app. I think that's connected. Yeah, lights is solid. So then we do guided setup, I guess. Now, this might move. It shouldn't be so powerful that it throws it off the desk. I'm going with it's fine. So, here we go. Let's see. Just gonna put a hand here. Start test. Oh, that's awful. Oh my god. Hand spin each wheel in the forward direction. Did it work? Alright, so I guess now it wants me to configure the remote. Calibrate. Okay, so fully forward and fully backward. And we hit apply. That looks like everything, so we should be ready to give this our very first test. Let's see some motors. Woo! There's some motors, and they're going the wrong direction. But we have things. Alright, let me recalibrate the motors. Alright, now what's it do? Hi there, Future Davis here to give a quick physics lesson. So remember before how I said since it was so heavy it should easily stay in place? Well, the vast majority of that mass is coming from the motors and wheels, not the trucks. When the motors were rotating in opposite directions, they were applying torques against each other and canceled each other out, so I didn't feel any net force from them. Now that I changed them to rotate the same direction like they should, they do that by applying torque against the trucks. However, since the trucks are much lighter than the motors and wheels, it's gonna want to rotate while the motors have enough inertia to keep them in place. Past Davis, being the idiot he is, didn't realize this and henceforth proceeded to get his left hand utterly annihilated.
I'm going with it's fine.
Yeah, so I guess for further testing, I'll need to screw this to something. I do have one more idea. Actually, two more ideas. First, I'm gonna set the max motor current to 1 amp. Haha! That's more like it. Let's just go for 5 amps on the max motor current. And its braking works. Nice! This is awesome. So if I swivel this a little, you can see the meters going. That's so cool. Everything is room temperature to the touch. This was a great first test. I'm happy with it. This is so cool. Alright, so I guess the next thing to test would be putting it on a board. I don't have a board yet, so I guess it's gonna be a while till the next update on this. It's been fun. So yeah, I've got some motors spinning. This is the milestone that I was hoping to hit for this video. We've got throttle, braking, we've got a heads-up display with feedback from the ESC, we've got current limits on the motors and more power capable there than I will probably ever need. Now obviously the next step for this is going to be getting it on a board and mocking up a housing of some kind, so that will be in the next video. And then after that I will start trying to get Arduino involved because I have such big plans for this in the future. This is going to be awesome. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you're subscribed so that you don't. Take that notification bell if you want to be be assured that you... I'm so excited for what's yet to come, and most of all, I'm so glad I didn't burn the house down. I did sustain a couple of injuries working with this because of that one time. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to let me know using the like button. Be sure to share this with all of your friends that might find this project interesting. If you want to head over to my Twitter page for occasional posts and updates, I am posting a little bit more often on there now. So go head over there at FluffTheWiz. And until next time, make a thing, sing a song, and we're almost to the point where we don't have to virtually hug people anymore, but for now, still virtually hug a person. I will see you all in the next video. Oh jeez, double check on recording. If anything goes wrong, I'm gonna want to get it on camera. 57 Celsius. Turn off. There it goes. That's definitely going in bloopers.